What's up, guys? Hope you are well. Welcome to another training at Trained by YVS. And this is a step by step training to pull off a rapid fat loss phase. This is the same method we have used to pull off over 5,000 plus transformations permanently in the last 6 years. Keep in mind, not we don't put every client on a rapid fat loss phase, but speaking from experience and the framework which you're going to see, I have literally created it. Once we create it, people do copy it, but again, it's for you guys, and to make sure you don't make the mistakes. Hundred thousands of people do, especially when they are trying to lose fat fast, right? One thing which I've learned about humans is that humans are lazy and impatient, right? So humans are impatient. That's why everyone would be like, okay, I wanna, I want a rapid fat loss phase, right? But keep in mind, not everyone should not be doing a rapid fat loss phase, and that is what you would understand. Before that, let's show you some transformations we have pulled off. Uh, although there's a lot of variances in these, हर केस में हमने पूरे टाइम थ्रू आउट रैपिड फैट लॉस फेज नहीं किया, बट वंस वी गो अहेड इन दिस ट्रेनिंग आपको समझ आ जाएगा. Look at Kamaljeet, 20 kgs in 5 weeks. Now, for a person like Kamaljeet, it improved his health by a mile. But maybe for you, losing fat at such a fast pace would cause issues. So we'll discuss that. We'll understand these. More transformations out here, and more transformations here. So these are some examples who did it right. They did it with Team YVS. And I'm going to explain the exact method and exact thought process I use behind all of these things. But there are people who do this wrong. And this includes me in 2017. मैंने 2017 में रैपिड फैट लॉस फेस किया फोटोशूट के लिए, एंड आई डिड इट रॉन्ग एंड एंडेड अप विद अ मिनी ईटिंग डिसऑर्डर, right? So once this happened, I had to change a lot of things and I had to learn a lot of things. So I learned from my own mistakes क्योंकि मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा इशू हो गया था, ऑलमोस्ट एक binge eating disorder ही हो गया था. My reason was using a lot of stimulants, PNS, SNS, balance नहीं समझता था. So that is what. So long story short, please watch this training till the end because दुनिया में रोड पे चलता हुआ कोई भी आपको बंदा बोल देगा कि यार रैपिड फैट लॉस फेज के लिए कुछ नहीं करना, कम खाना खाओ, एक्टिविटी ऐड कर दो. If that worked, everyone would have transformed, right? Everyone would have transformed at a fast pace. So there are principles which we need to understand, and the first thought process which I want you to adapt is that 95 to 96% of people who lose weight regain it within the next 6 months to 2 years. A lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure you have done a transformation program before, or a diet before, and you lost the progress. There can be hundreds of reasons few cases. Chances are that it wasn't your fault, something in life happened and stuff like that. But I want you to adopt one mindset from today, and the mindset is very simple. That pace of fat loss does not matter if you cannot sustain it. मतलब अगर आप maintain नहीं कर सकते results, तो दुनिया के fastest speed पे भी आप weight lose कर लोगे, फायदा नहीं, because you will regain the weight. That would mess up your health, physical and mental, especially your self-esteem, right? Also, as a coach, in some cases, we ideally push for a rapid fat loss phase. In a few cases, we intentionally don't do that, right? Because बहुत केसेस में क्या होता है, हेल्थ खराब होती है, डाइटिंग हिस्ट्री एंड रिलेशनशिप विद फूड, लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स कम इनटू प्ले. सो लॉट ऑफ केसेस वी इंटेंशनली डोंट डू दैट, बिकॉज मुझे आज पता है कि इफ यू आर वाचिंग दिस ट्रेनिंग, मैं बोलूं कि यार ओके, इफ यू वॉच दिस एंड इफ यू वर्क विद अस, इफ यू बिकम आवर क्लाइंट, हर किसी को मैं रैपिड फैट लॉस फेज में डालूंगा, आई गेट लॉट मोर क्लाइंट्स, बट दैट वुड बी बुलशिट, right? So I'll explain exactly what I do, what my thought process is, and there would be a lot of cases where we intentionally don't put our clients on these phases, right? And that's what. Your goal number one should always be permanent results, nothing else. Permanent results, and a precursor to permanent results is better health. Because if you lose fat the wrong way and your health goes down, what happens? You won't be able to maintain your results. That's because cravings, sleep, mood, anxiety, lot of issues come up, and that is what. So understand करते हैं कि rapid fat loss phase होता क्या है. Although progress ka number is subjective for everybody, but phases where we lose fat at a faster rate than general rate, right? Ab general or faster is also subjective because Most of our clients who start working with us, even if we put them on a normal phase, in the first 3 weeks they get faster results because they're new to our system, last diet method, right? So एक जनरल मैंने एक बॉल पार्क फिगर ली है, ऑल्दो इस पे भी हाई लेवल ऑफ सब्जेक्टिविटी होती है, बट जनरल पेस आई वुड से दैट for the average person, average Joe doing it the right way would be like 0.25 to 1 kg per week for women and 0.25 to 1.25 kg for men over a period of few weeks. मतलब week one आप generally देखोगे it's faster for everybody, right? For most people, right? But over the time you will see that some cases pace is faster, and if we are intentionally doing that, if we are doing that, उसे we can qualify that as saying कि हम rapid fat loss stage है. For example, आपको कमलजीत का example देता हूँ. I think I don't remember his exact weight. His exact weight was 120 140 kgs के आसपास था. अब 140 kgs वाले बंदे को मैं बोलूँ यार आपने हेल्दी वेट पे आना है, चलो डबल 99 डबल डिजिट्स पे आना है, आने में कितने वीक्स लगेंगे अगर नॉर्मल पेस पे कर रहे हो? 42 weeks, right? Assuming ki 40 kgs and 0.8, 0.9 kgs. Take this with a pinch of salt. My maths is not good. Does this person have patience for 42 weeks? That's my question. The answer is no. So in a few cases, in a lot of cases, faster results would actually improve better health because Kamaljeet ka I remember insulin resistance thi, almost type 2 diabetes thi, बहुत सारी deficiencies thi, and rapid fat loss actually improved his health. Also, back to this, right? Subjectivity आपको रिस्पेक्ट करनी पड़ेगी, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू लूजिंग वेट. एवरी ह्यूमन इज डिफरेंट, बट मैं आपको यहाँ पे सिंस आई एम टीचिंग यू हियर, आई एम गेटिंग इनटू दिस जोन एंड sharing numbers. Long story short, if you are intentionally aiming to lose fat faster and doing it the right way, you can call it the rapid fat loss phase. Right? Now, every human would want to lose fat at the fastest pace possible. Right? Everyone would want to do that. कौन नहीं करना चाहेगा? Because we humans are impatient. Right? But 95% of us should not because of health markers, micronutrient status, sustainability, relationship with food, adherence, what your life priorities are, habit building, discipline, work, right? A lot of factors come into play. So today we'll be talking about this in detail, and we'll understand how we do it. And let's go. Guys, rapid fat loss phase की prerequisites होते हैं कुछ. पहली बात तो अगर आप रैपिड अब आगे I'll explain that in what cases can you do a rapid fat loss phase, किस cases पे applicable भी है, किस cases में नहीं है. But you need to keep in mind that ideally if you work with a coach, that's always better, right? मैं नहीं कह रहा मेरे साथ करो, but ideally if you work with a coach, accountability would help because we humans suck at self accountability, right? So that's something which we need to understand. Next is understanding and analysis of blood work is very important, especially looking at specific health biomarkers pre and post diet, right? Some examples would include nutrient status क्या है, organ function क्या है, कुछ cases में नहीं करना चाहिए, right? Overall health का status क्या है, what does biofeedback look like? Biofeedback क्या होता है? That how do you feel after dieting? Now if your life becomes shit, right? आप rapid fat loss कर रहे हो, आपकी progress ठीक है, but your life has become shit, right? उस चक्कर में क्या हो रहा है, आपका वर्क खराब हो रहा है, रिलेशनशिप्स खराब हो रहे हैं, हेल्थ भी खराब हो रही है, बट वेइंग स्केल मूव कर रहा है. वुड दैट मेक सेंस? नो. If all of these things are getting compromised, that doesn't make sense. So we need deep understanding of PNS SNS balance, right? Parasympathetic और sympathetic nervous system होता है, उसका balance understand करने की जरूरत है. Sleep has to be a very high priority. Stress management has to be a high priority. Hunger management, relationship with food, understanding that is very important. And अगर इनमें से किसी भी चीज से related आपको कोई red flag है, then that has to be taken care of, right? We also need to understand when to take the step off the pedal. मैंने अपनी जो आपको 2017 वाली जर्नी के बारे में बताया, if you go down Instagram, अगर आप वेले बैठे तो एकदम नीचे जाओ. There was a time 2017 में when I was preparing for my shoot, week by week डाल रहा था crazy stories, crazy transformation अपनी, मतलब week by week progress. And then I realized one thing that I did not stop at the right time, जिसकी वजह से मेरी sleep mess up हो गई, deficiencies होगी, तो deficiencies were sorted I guess at that time, but relationship with food mess up हो गया, जिसकी वजह से सारी चीज खराब हो गई. And I'm being very honest with you, I goofed up with this in 2017. That's why I'm making this for you, right? Next is understanding dieting psychology is also very important. That's why if you're a beginner, maybe having a coach for overall thing would help, right? I'm a strong believer in coaching, right? I have myself spent 2 crore rupees of taking different coaching from different people in the world, be it business, be it, even transformation starting. I worked with almost every coach I could find, every mentor I could learn from, travel करता था internationally, right? So that ये चीजें समझ आए, तो lot of times when you don't know enough, one thing which you can do is you can take help from people who know more, who are more experienced. As simple as that, right? Next is understanding of hormones, specifically cortisol, etc. Even testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone, because obviously last thing you want is कि progress के चक्कर में menstrual cycle खराब होगी, as a male आपका libido कम हो गया, बहुत ज़्यादा कम हो गया, right? And that's what. Understanding of hormones and dieting and stress related down regulations. Whenever you are dieting, whenever you are in a deficit, तो आपकी body, you're putting your body under stress. So are you able to manage that stress? Right. So that's one thing which you need to take care of. Also, now I'm thinking that I should create a detailed training on stress, which I would soon. But back to this. Also, keep in mind, these phases have to be very short term and very specific in nature. जैसे यहाँ पे काफी transformations है, आप जहाँ पे देखोगे कि what I did was कि first few weeks I put them on a rapid fat loss phase. Then we slowly increased calories, decreased activity, or we do the reverse. Ki we go through a priming phase, then we move them to maybe something like a rapid fat loss phase or transformation phase or whatever, right? So ये prerequisites है. Now अब अंडरस्टैंड करो कि दो मेथड्स होते हैं, सिचुएशंस होते हैं जहां पे वी कैन एम टू लूज फैट एट अ रैपिड पेस, राइट? सो पहला मेथड होता है ऑटोमेटिक मेथड, सेकंड इज द ब्रूट फोर्स मेथड, राइट? ये टर्म्स मैंने खुद ही कॉइन करे. I wrote this framework, I think 2-3 years back. So, I would like to take credit for this. Anyway, right? So let's start with the automatic method. Automatic method में क्या होता है that we ensure that we are making the client eat lesser calories. Obviously, that's the basic of any fat loss diet. Moderate to high protein, moderate carbs, adequate fats, lot of veggies, and add in more activity along with progressive workouts. Right? So ये बेसिकली इट्स अ गुड अप्रोच विच वी यूज. मैं लास्ट डाइट मेथड पे मोस्ट लोगों के साथ ऐसी ही अप्रोच यूज करता हूँ वाइल फिक्सिंग द माइंडसेट, psychology plus lifestyle, right? That's what we do. So, for whom? Any beginner individual or anyone who's obese would lose fat at a faster pace. It's as simple as that if they are doing it right, right? अब ये doing it right सिर्फ इसके अंदर लिमिटेड नहीं है, बिकॉज माइंडसेट, साइकोलॉजी, अकाउंटेबिलिटी, ये सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं, बट एज अ बेस दिस इज गुड इनफ, राइट? So obese and beginner individuals, generally for those who have a lot of fat to lose. Now, I mostly work with people who have 10 plus kgs to lose, 10 or even 7 plus kgs to lose, or 30 plus kgs to lose. So in cases में क्या होता है that automatic method works. They get fast results, right? So these are the people who have higher BMR, basal metabolic rate. अब guys कुछ मैं आपको चीजें यहाँ पे नहीं समझाऊंगा because we already have created detailed trainings on these concepts, right? इस पेज में जो भी concept की बात कर रहा हूँ already detailed training है हमारी. So if you want that after this training, you can surely ask for it. Happy to help you with that. And that is what, right? Looking into leptin का क्या status है? कुछ केसेस में लेप्टिन रेजिस्टेंस होती है, कुछ केसेस में लेप्टिन डाउन रेगुलेटेड होता है, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ स्लीप और मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ बीइंग टू लीन, राइट? एंड दैट इज व्हाट. Also, this is also super applicable for people who have super messed up current lifestyle, very low activity, very high calorie intake, very messed up sleep, high stress. ये सारी चीजें इन वाले केसेस में आपको रैपिड फैट लॉस में डालने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. जस्ट फिक्स द थिंग्स आई हैव मेंशन्ड हियर अच्छे से, optimally create high accountability around that, and you will see yourself progressing at a faster pace, right? So यहाँ पे हम कुछ fancy नहीं कर रहे हैं, just fixing the lifestyle, doing it the right way, putting them in a bigger deficit but with enough calories to ensure adherence and sustainability. This changes the game, right? So automatic method kind of ये automatically ही होता है, and most of the results you see, all of them at TeamYVS have gotten faster results in the first few weeks. All, I would say 98% of them. Right? For some metabolic issues होते हैं, कुछ slow होता है, कुछ ज़्यादा issue चल रहा है, कुछ cases में obviously progress is a little slower. I like being very honest on that because every human is different, and that's fine. Now, automatic method के notes बता देता हूँ कि automatic method great for beginners. Now, how do I define a beginner? If I'm working with someone, that person is a beginner for me because that person is new to my method, which is the last diet method, TM. मैंने trademark भी करा रखा है, right? So 90% of my clients actually lie in this because they haven't worked with me in the past, right? If they have worked with me in the past, maybe I'll put them in a rapid fat loss phase, or maybe I won't, right? Next is great psychologically for building that trust in self and coach. Now back to this. Most of the people I work with at TeamYVS have tried losing fat multiple times, but haven't reached their goal, right? So सबसे बड़ा issue क्या होता है? They have lost trust in self-esteem and self-image mess up हो गई होती है. Partly because of past experiences and partly because of them blaming themselves for not reaching their goal, and a lot of times them making fake promises with themselves. Again, keep in mind, but यहाँ पे as a coach मेरा goal क्या होता है? I work on the expectations of my clients. That the pace of fat loss after the first few weeks would slow down, but this would be for good. Why for good? Because we are looking for permanent results, right? Short, shortcut shortcuts don't work. If they worked, most of you guys transforming would have transformed, right? I am someone who spent and wasted years finding shortcuts. Never worked, at least in the longer run. Relationship with food has to be taken care of. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि food focus बहुत बढ़ गया. Now this is more like psychological stuff. But relationship with food अच्छा होना चाहिए. Relationship with food has another aspect, especially when it comes to nutrients. Deficiency जितनी ज्यादा होंगी आपको उतना ज्यादा आपका रिलेशनशिप विद फूड खराब होगा. लाइफस्टाइल आपका जितना खराब होगा उतना रिलेशनशिप विद फूड खराब होगा. तो look into deficiencies and blood work, right? Next is that making sure that clients are satiated in most meals. If clients are not satiated in most of the meals, see, some hunger would be a part and parcel of any fat loss progress. But if someone is constantly hungry, there's some issue with the planning or physiology or lifestyle, right? ये तीनों चीजें fix करो, and that is what. Next, make sure that it is fun for the client. Most of our clients actually enjoy this part because that's how we have created systems of education and systems of recipes and stuff like that, right? Uh, doesn't happen with everybody, which is okay. आपको मैंने पहले ही बता दिया that for some people it won't happen, right? Uh, for 97 to 98% people, I see it happening. For 3% people, it's a little slower, but हम उनको scientifically explain कर देते हैं because we tell them that dude, even if we are losing fat at a slow pace, we are losing it permanently. We don't need to do that again and again, right? And neither we try to make sure that हर जगह fast fat loss हो रहा है. For example, आपको जो मैंने 2017 YVS का variant बताया, I was already lean when I started the phase. I should have gone slow, right? Maybe मुझे ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में 6 weeks की जगह, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द एग्जैक्ट टाइमलाइन, 6 की जगह 9 लगते, बट मेरा बहुत पीस ऑफ माइंड बचता, रिलेशनशिप विद फूड बचता, एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स, राइट? एंड दिस इज कमिंग फ्रॉम अ पर्सन हु हैज मेड दीज मिस्टेक्स, सो लिसन टू दिस केयरफुली. Next is the brute force method, right? Here we are actually forcing fat loss and actually intentionally. Intention बड़ा मैटर करता है यहाँ पे. Pulling food down, and majority of our deficit is coming from lowering food intake, but in a strategic manner, right? Strategic manner बहुत important है. Essentially ensuring that there's enough and high protein, veggies हैं, enough fats हैं, and minimal carbohydrates. Now this word minimal is subjective, right? For some, minimal carbohydrates would be 80 gram carbs. For some, it would be 250 gram carbs, right? So this is like, very variable depending upon a lot of factors, right? Cardio and training are kept at a minimum slash maintenance because deficit is huge. Now the stupidity, until unless someone is a complete beginner, पर मैं complete beginner को बहुत rarely कराऊंगा brute force method. वो भी मैं आपको बताता हूँ किन cases में कराऊंगा, but काफी cases में नहीं भी कराऊंगा, right? So this part is subjective. The word huge is also subjective because everyone has a different current set point, I would say, right? So brute force method किस cases में use करूंगा? If someone has been on a lean mass phase, basically muscle gaining phase for a long time, and want a short dieting phase. अब इस सिनेरियो में क्या होता है कि hunger becomes very low if someone has been on higher calories for a long time. In this case, अगर if we decide mini cut कर रहे हैं, then maybe we put them on a higher deficit. इस फेज में कई बार क्या होता है, लोगों की डाइजेशन की वाट लग जाती है, डाइजेशन गेट्स मेस्ड अप राइट नाउ. इफ योर डाइजेशन इज मेस्ड अप एट दिस स्टेज, maybe I would intentionally put you in a brute force method, rapid fat loss phase, right? Digestion and hunger levels, right? बहुत ज्यादा फूड इनटेक है जिसकी वजह से हंगर लेवल्स टोटली मेस्ड अप है. Okay, time for rapid fat loss phase because that would help you improve your health. Priority number one is health. Second priority is results, right? Because if health is not taken care of, results won't be permanent. So that is something which you need to think about it. Next is have a date in front of us. Now, I would have, see, my thought process while coaching is that, I have to first get into my prospect's mind. That's what me and my team do, right? Now, if you are a professional who has a shoot in 3 weeks or shoot in 4 weeks, right? We have a few clients who were like, Miss India. I think we worked with we have worked with multiple clients and models like this, but I specifically remember Anna won Miss Body Beautiful, Miss India के top 5 में competition होता है, and she won it. So in her case, I would have obviously put her on a rapid fat loss phase. Next year, someone who has your marriage in maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever timeline you give me. अब आपकी मैरिज है या कोई डेट है, आप कहीं ट्रैवल करने वाले हो, कुछ भी है. ट्रैवल को मैं ऐसा नहीं गिनता. मैरिज आई लुक एट एज अ बिग बिग डील. मैरिज है या और कुछ प्रोफेशनल इवेंट से रिलेटेड डेट है. If you are an actor type, then you have your shoot starting and stuff like that. Whenever I'm working with this kind of person who has either a marriage, a shoot, modeling thing, or acting gig, उन cases में I'll put them on a rapid fat loss phase, right? So not every case. अब इस वाले केस में मैं बोलूंगा कि यार कोई ना थोड़ा सा मेरे एंड से थॉट प्रोसेस से कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रहा है, बट इफ दिस इज द प्रायोरिटी, दिस हैज टू बी द प्रायोरिटी, राइट? And fourth is different kind of teammates. These are most of the time these are our old clients who have worked with us since a while, who have been working with us since a while, and they are like, now I want to challenge my limits, right? So these phases help them level up mentally and level up their discipline. बहुत सारे हमारे क्लाइंट क्या ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाते हैं, देन दे स्टे विद अस, बट दे आर लाइक आई एम गेटिंग बोर्ड नाउ, व्हाट डू आई डू, राइट? ह्यूमन ब्रेन क्या है? लेजी, इम्पेशेंट एंड लव्स नोवेल्टी, राइट? अब नोवेल्टी चाहिए, चलो जी कोई ना, रैपिड फैट लॉस फेस बाय मेकिंग श्योर कि भाई सारे टिक मार्क, सारी चीजें टेकन केयर ऑफ है, राइट? अब एक चीज मैं आपको बड़ी क्लियरली बता देता हूँ, ये वाला मेथड आप खुद कर लो, कोई बात नहीं है. ऑटोमेटिक मेथड को खुद कर लोगे, कोई बात नहीं है. Please do not do this without having full trust in your coach. If you're working with a coach or having a coach who understands these aspects, do that. I mean, do not do without someone who knows more about this. Someone who has knowledge. पर ऐसी चीजों में मैं बता देता हूँ, नॉलेज के साथ एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक्सपीरियंस क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? बिकॉज नॉलेज इज वन पार्ट, दिस इज नॉलेज पार्ट, राइट? एक्सपीरियंस होगा डे बाय डे, वीक बाय वीक, क्या हो रहा है आपकी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में, राइट? वेट को क्या हो रहा है आपकी, मूड को क्या हो रहा है, क्रेविंग्स को क्या हो रहा है, ट्रीट मील कैसे लेनी है, वेराइटी एंड सेटाइटी इफेक्ट क्या होता है. Why would I say that don't touch any junk food even if it is for one bite, because one bite से calories का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, but cravings को क्या होता है, what happens to your brain, right? Variety and satiety effect, I have talked about that on reels. uh, because अगर आप randomly करोगे ये चीज, health will go for a toss, and this is what 90% of nutritionists are doing, right? Online world की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, online world has improved a lot now, but offline nutritionists क्या करते हैं, बेकार सी डाइट बना देते हैं. सुबह 2 ब्रेड, दिन में मिल्क, रात को पता नहीं क्या, भेल, खत्म, डाइट खत्म. इफ यू आर डूइंग दिस, फैट लॉस होगा तेज, साथ में आपका होगा हेयर लॉस, हार्मोनल हेल्थ, जीरो सस्टेनेबिलिटी, राइट? सो दैट इज. आई डोंट वांट टू टेक अ डिग एट एनीवन, सॉरी अगर आपकी खुद की बनाई हुई डाइट ऐसी है. तो आई मीन आप ऐसी कोई डाइट फॉलो करी है आपने, आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट. मैंने I've seen local dietitians, right? अब नहीं देखता. Back in 2017, 18, not even 17, 18, actually 2012 to 17. अब खुद की कहानी सुना रहा हूँ, but चलो कोई ना. If I'm providing this much of value, I can share my own stories, right? 2012 to 17, I wasn't officially doing it, so I liked studying others. बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? And at that time, industry was pretty fucked up. Okay, so next, this is good. This works well for advanced and experienced dieters, राइट? एडवांस्ड वो बंदा होता है, ये नहीं जिसने डाइटिंग 100 बार करी है, जिसने डाइटिंग 100 बार करी है और 100 में से 90 टाइम्स ठीक से करी है, राइट? सो इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड द नॉलेज, इफ यू योरसेल्फ आर अ कोच, right? Lot of times coaches are watching these and learning from these. If you are a coach and if you are learning from this, first of all, why are you not learning from FBA, Fitness Business Accelerator, where I teach you how to build systems like these? I see hundreds of coaches literally copying what we do here without understanding principle. Now, if you want to understand the principle and want to build a brand like this, please go to Fitness Business Accelerator, FBA के page पे जाओ and learn from there. Right? I teach all of these things in depth. I also teach ENU level 2 में that you know how to do these phases and stuff like that. Right? This is for people who are not coaches. But if you are a coach, you're learning from this. Keep on learning. I want you to win. But if you want to win big, please FBA join करो. Okay. Need a high level of discipline and perseverance. बहुत important है. Right? You need a high level of discipline and perseverance. एक और चीज बता देता हूँ. When you are motivated, you think कि कोई बात नहीं, मैं डिसिप्लिन भी कर लूंगा, perseverance भी कर लूंगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Wouldn't work, right? If you are running on motivation, you can't sustain these phases at least after the first 2-3 weeks. Because क्या होगा, मैं बता देता हूँ एक चीज. फर्स्ट 2 weeks आपने किया, एवरीथिंग इज ऑन पॉइंट, यू आर रनिंग ऑन मोटिवेशन. अब मोटिवेशन कहाँ से आ रही है? वेट चेंजेस से, राइट? फर्स्ट वीक कर लिया, वेट कम हो गया. सेकंड वीक कर लिया, वेट कम हो गया. थर्ड वीक किया, वेट नहीं कम हुआ. You'll give up on this point कि भाई काम करना बंद कर दिया. Why has that happened? Because you don't understand how progress works, right? 50 to 70% of our body is made up of water, right? Back to this. Next, understand it can be hard psychologically and physiologically. So आपको थोड़ा सा make sure करना कि what state of life are you in. If you are dealing with a lot of business stress, lot of work and stuff like that. For example, right now business is one of my priorities and business is stressful, right? So, plus I have recently gotten married. Do I deserve to go in a brute force method rapid fat loss phase? The answer is no. Right now, YBS doesn't deserve this. Why? Because psychologically or physiologically, मुझे पता that I have other priorities also. Also, you need to learn how to get into these phases and how to get out of these. That means post diet, pre and post diet phases are very important in this. Priming कैसे करनी है, हेल्थ का कैसे ध्यान रखना है, how do you end this, how do you strategically end this. ये ना हो कि आप बिंज करने लग जाओ, बिंज करो कोई बार बार 1-2 वीक तक करोगे, क्या होगा? यो डाइटिंग मोड पे चले जाओगे. यो से क्या होगा? You'll regain the weight. So अगर आपने लूज भी कर लिया, that becomes pointless, right? Right. So some factors which I would look at. Number one, relationship with food कैसा है overall, and history क्या है, binging की history वगैरह ज़्यादा है, तो I would avoid this, right? This is not for people who are dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of anger issues, any form of mania, any form of depression, or even serotonin related issues, happiness related issues, और co factors होते हैं भाई इन hormones के. कुछ vitamins and minerals co-factors होते हैं which are necessary for making these vitamins, minerals and neurotransmitters. जैसे serotonin neurotransmitter है, तो co-factor की deficiencies है, तो you don't deserve to do it right now. Fix it first, right? Fix the deficiencies. Deficiencies के साथ stress भी has to be taken care of. And if you are looking into jacking up calorie burning through stimulants, do it under a professional who understands these mechanisms. कुछ लोग इन केसेस में क्या करते हैं, स्पेशली जो प्रोफेशनल्स बॉडी बिल्डर टाइप होते हैं, they start using a lot of stimulants at this stage, even including caffeine. If you're using too much of stimulants, don't do that. I never recommend using too many stimulants. And I love coffee, but I'm actively working on even reducing my caffeine intake. It's too much is not good for your health, right? Understanding. And अगर आप stimulants में look into कर रहे हो, तो look into work with someone who understands the mechanisms, side effects, mitigation and health properly. I don't believe in these things. ये मैं आपको clearly बता देता हूँ. I don't believe in using stimulants. No man, फालतू में, right? 97% of us do not qualify for brute force method. This includes YVS also, like I mentioned, and that is what. More notes. Understand a few things, right? Guys, this was it when it comes to rapid fat loss phases, but understand karo. Do not compare your progress with anyone's progress ever, because every human is different, different metabolism, different BMR, different dieting experiences, different goals. Example देता हूँ, if someone has 20 kgs to lose, that person would lose fat faster. If someone has 6 kgs to lose, that person would lose weight slower than this person, right? If someone has 40, maybe very fast, right? तो ये सब्जेक्टिव है यार, एवरीवन इज डिफरेंट, राइट? सबकी लाइफ प्रायोरिटी अलग है. अब आप बोलोगे कि भाई आप तो कोच हो, आप तो हमें ये चीज सिखा रहे हो, आप खुद क्यों नहीं कर रहे? क्लियरली मैंने बताया, कांट डू इट राइट नाउ. लाइफ प्रायोरिटी इज डिफरेंट, राइट? सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन अ लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स दिस वेरीज. And next is being disciplined and thinking you are disciplined are two different things. See, I'm working with a lot of clients, right? My team works with a lot of clients, so we know that everyone who is motivated thinks that they are very disciplined, right? But there are different things. Look into psychological aspect, जिसको कहते हैं Dunning-Kruger effect. As you know, I love psychology. I pursued masters in psychology. Dunning-Kruger effect, देखो जाके, that you become overconfident basically. ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस होता है और बहुत लोगों में आ जाता है व्हेन दे आर मोटिवेटेड. सो इफ यू आर ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट इन जनरल थिंग्स, सी, कॉन्फिडेंस इज अ गुड थिंग, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस इज नॉट, राइट? सो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होना चाहिए आइडियली. सो डोंट डू ट्राई टू डू इट इन द बिगिनिंग. एंड इफ यू आर वर्किंग विद अस, don't tell me कि I want to do a rapid fat loss phase. No, we'll decide, right? And because that is what, again, if you have a date or stuff like that, if you're someone who has a date and stuff like that, आपकी marriage है, कुछ है, कोई बात नहीं, just let us know, we'll manage, but don't tell us कि rapid fat loss phase करना because I saw her training. No. And next is fitness, health, and transformation should always be long term. So always aim to make it a lifestyle. So always focus on sustainability and adherence along with health. Keep in mind, enjoy your transformational journey. Understand that you are in this by choice. No one is forcing you to do it. That means lot of times I tell the first thing which I tell my clients is that you are fortunate that you are spending money with us, right? You are paying us a lot of money. So that means your mindset from day one should be that I am doing this for myself. I want to enjoy this, right? So a lot of times what happens is we start a diet and after a while we start feeling that it's a jail, right? There can be a lot of factors which can lead to you thinking that, but a lot of times the factors are just internal. Matlab, these are just fake beliefs, right? Fake beliefs are to just start with this thinking that you are doing this for yourself, by yourself, right? That is why understanding your why are you doing it, it's very important. So हम तो अपने सारे clients से first one of the first few days में ही हम activity कराते हैं, finding your why, a deep why, right? Because if you don't have a deep why, you can't bear anyhow, right? Next is slow and fast transformations both take a high amount of hard work, right? Slow and fast transformations both take a high amount of hard work. ऐसा नहीं है कि slow transformation कुछ हो रहा है तो गलत हो रहा है. But people use different methods. For example, at last diet method, one of our goals is कि first 3 weeks में we make sure that you start seeing good results. Why? Because most of our clients have tried losing fat multiple times, have more than 10 kgs to lose, 7 kgs to lose, 30 kgs to lose. तो अगर आप, if you get results, you stay motivated and you are able to build called discipline, and motivation and discipline over time leads to habit building, right? Yes, these are not always the norm. ये मैं चौथी या fifth time repeat कर रहा हूँ. Most people don't need it, right? Yes, they have a place, but most people don't need it. Most people should not be doing it. And एक और चीज बताता हूँ, transformation pictures never show what a person has gone through. So a lot of times things generally look easier than they are. For example, आप ये transformations देख के खुश हो जाओगे, आप बोलोगे कि यार wow, this is good. But all of them have put in the work. All of them have worked hard. Keep that in mind, right? You'll see a lot of results at TeamYVS on our page also. Everyone has put in the work, and everyone has put in the work in the background, right? So a lot of times when you see transformations like this, fast transformations, chances are that a lot of effort and sacrifice has gone in this, right? Even if the best system is used, right? Health and sustainability over speed of result, right? Keep that in mind. Also, if you are working with a coach you trust, if you are working, खुद कर लो, ऐसा नहीं है आप ट्रांसफॉर्म खुद नहीं कर सकते. But if you are working with a coach you trust, let them coach you. बहुत बार क्या literally I get 10 people almost every day that I'm working with a coach की approach ठीक है कि नहीं. I don't even reply because main reason है यार it's disservice for the coach, right? If you are facing a specific problem, ask us. But if why are you working with someone who you don't trust? Because chances are that person can also be good, right? So ये भी चीज़ है, don't do a disservice to people. So only work with people who you like, know, like and trust. Now you wanna know more? अब इस पार्ट पे आके I provided value to you. I'll be talking about my service for a minute. So if you are interested, keep on listening or see you on some other training. There would be a form below if you are interested in understanding our last diet method and want to see if you are a good fit for the program and see if it is the right time for you to start. Then you can click the short form below or Instagram pe jao and DM us the word transform. And let's see if you are a good fit, right? Also, guys, we don't pressurize you. We won't pressurize you. What would happen is you'll fill a form. If we think you're a good fit, if you qualify, we'll message you. We'll book a quick call with you and understand your case. If we can help you, we'll walk you through the program. If we cannot help you, if we decide that you are not a good fit or if this is not the right time for you, we'll share more resources with you. So we have a help you policy. Matlab, we'll walk you through the program. If you're joining, well and good. If you're not joining, we'll walk you through more resources which can help you transform. Right? So we have a help you policy because our logic is कि अगर हमने किसी के साथ बात कर ही ली है, तो why not help them, right? That's the logic, and we'll help you with more resources like this if this gave you value. And I'm pretty sure this gave you value. You have been watching this since what, 36 minutes, and that is what. एक और चीज बता देता हूँ यहाँ पे. If you are a coach. Now, if you are a coach or you're spending this much of time on this, spend time on our FBA YouTube channel, right? Fitness Business Accelerator, jao, look at the detailed trainings for growing your own business, right? Because yes, learn from here, koi dikkat nahi hai, but keep in mind the whole industry copy stuff from here, right? So instead of copying, learn the principles, and if you want to build a principle-based business, FBA, right? Look at the results there. FBA or yeah, FBA का YouTube channel पे जाओ. I put out a detailed training like this every week, which would change the game, right? I just want to help you. That's why I'm telling you. I don't even know your identity because obviously we can't track who's viewing the video. But anyway, now एक और भी चीज mention कर देता हूँ that we don't work with people who just have 2-3 kgs to lose. If you have 2-3-4-5 kgs to lose, or I mean 5 kgs still, depending upon your case, if you are interested in working with us, well and good. But if you are a first timer, that means you have never tried losing fat. Then my thought process is just go through our free content. That would help, right? But if you have been trying to transform since months and years and haven't reached your goal, fill out the short form or DM us right now. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि अगर आप first timer हो तो I don't want to coach you. But what I want to say is कि I have put out a lot of useful content, right? Check that out. But if you still need our help using our last diet method to make it the last time you're dieting, you're more than welcome. So if you're a coach, FBA पे जाओ. And thank you for watching and see you on the other side. And if you are stuck with anything, if you have questions for me, feel free to reach out. Although I get hundreds of messages every day, so very hard for me to get back to everyone. But every week we do a Q&A on our Instagram channel. Do ask your question there. And that is all. Thank you and see you on the other side. And I'm excited for you if you have decided to fill the short form below, and if you have if you have decided to DM us the word transform here. Also, a quick request है, अगर आप हमारे साथ क्विक कॉल बुक करते हो, प्लीज शो अप. मतलब सबसे ज्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग हमारे लिए क्या होता है, आपने कॉल बुक करी एंड यू डोंट कम टू द कॉल. दैट वेस्ट आवर टाइम वेस्ट, राइट? सो एक let's do a gentleman's agreement. Gentlemen's or gentlewomen, no, what is the word for gentlewoman? I mean you got the point, right? So the mini agreement is, if I'm providing this value to you, please, if you book a call with us, don't waste our time by not showing up on time for the call. That is all. And because if that happens, we'll blacklist you. And that is what. And thank you, and see you on the other side, and hope this training gives you a lot of value. And see you, and bye.